Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And I'm Caitlyn.
Welcome to episode 222 of Adventures and Mousecapades, where Disney adults come to overanalyze vacations that they will absolutely do again. Today, we are joined by the hosts of Market House podcast. They are returning guests and certified Disney Cruise Line pros. Between the Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, and now their very first Wish-class ship sailing on the Disney Treasure, they've practically collected the whole fleet, just a couple more to go, and they took on the Treasure with a toddler in tow. So we are talking adventure, immersion, and navigating Disney magic at sea with a tiny first mate. Welcome back, you two.
Thank you so much.
We're so excited to be here. I feel like it's been a long time, but then it really doesn't feel like it has been.
Yeah.
Both
Time
of those
flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, I know. Time is all messed up now, especially post children. We have one, but a toddler especially. You're like, what day is it? Why are we doing this? Where are we at? Yeah.
It's just pure chaos. Yeah.
And then every time we seem to be down in your neck of the woods, something comes up and you've got a thing. And
I know.
Someday we'll get together in person.
I know. We need to make it work. Last time it was like family stuff, right? Or something. I don't know what happened. But yes,
Family.
Next time you're in, I know, family. Stinking family. Always getting in the way of our fun. I know. No, but thanks for having us back on. We're excited.
Well, we're going to start off. I have a hard-hitting question. I wanted to be really friendly before we hit record to relax you guys, and okay. I'm going after you right now. How on earth did you leave A Whole New World off of your top Disney songs list from your recent episode a couple weeks ago?
Okay. So you took Caitlyn's side on that one.
For the record, I did say that it should have been the top songs, and he did say it shouldn't have been. So I think your battle's with Caleb.
Okay.
100%.
So, oh gosh, I don't know how to defend myself on this one. I love the song. I just, for some reason, okay, it was either that or Reflections. Is it plural? Okay. Singular. It was between that. I don't know why Mulan was just speaking to me that day when I made the list. Like I said, a huge disclaimer in the beginning, this list changes daily, hourly even. And so just that right then Mulan was hitting me. And then, I don't know, there's nothing against Aladdin. I love that song. But whatever. I think it's just maybe exposure. We watched the show every day when it was in Disneyland, and Caitlyn loved it. And I started getting a little like, okay, I've seen it. I've done it. And so maybe that's why I don't have enough Mulan in my life.
There you go.
That's my excuse.
Well, that movie came out, I'm pretty sure, when Alicia and I were in high school, because I always remember like singing just like the chorus to her for no apparent reason out of the blue. Just
That's so sweet.
Yeah,
That's good.
I don't remember that.
Oh, well, I'm glad I made an impression.
Right.
Yeah,
My memory is
really.
crap right now, so it's okay.
All right, well, let's turn to your trip, and we'll kind of start with the basics. Who was in your sailing party? Was it just the three of you?
No, so it was, the three of us, myself, Caitlyn, and our toddler, and then it was my brother and his girlfriend. So we had a little bit of family in tow,
Nice.
which was a huge help. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What type of stateroom did you guys have?
We did a veranda stateroom.
Okay.
One of the standard ones wasn't concierge or anything. Maybe one day that'll happen. But
this room did have extra room in it.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is the
we
first
did.
Time
Is it deluxe family?
yes, it was the Deluxe family
Nice.
because we still are rocking the pack and play. We know how large those are. And we did the fantasy first with her when it was her first birthday, her 1 year birthday. And the amount of room that thing took in a standard one, like standard veranda room, we would like crawl over the couch to get over to that area. And I was like, never again. I'll pay the extra money. So that was clutch. It was awesome.
Yeah, especially with like her walking around as well and like having us all in there. I'm like, the extra room was really nice
I
to have.
don't know how like full-on adults, like if you have adult children one day, like I don't know how you all fit in a room like that. It's like it's pretty cramped.
It's been pretty cramped when we've had
Sure.
Caitlyn and Sterling with us. Yeah.
In fact, we're doing a cruise coming up in June. And for the first time, we're just like, no, we're just booking 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
I
an
don't blame you.
inside.
Yeah, we got them an inside.
Hey, they who pay get to pick where.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So they can maybe treat
Exactly.
themselves one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I think technically, Caitlyn and I are in the inside stateroom, and Sterling and Alicia have the nice veranda and everything. But like that's not how that will
That's
play
not how it's
out.
going to play out.
Yeah, it's just so we can
Right.
do the platinum booking stuff.
Right.
Oh, smart. Yeah, one platinum person each room.
Yep.
Smart.
We'll
Yep.
be there one day.
Yeah. Give us some time, guys. We'll catch up, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be pro by that point, but then they'll add
Dang it.
they'll add something else
They'll
like
add
I don't know,
something else, yeah.
rosewood or who knows.
So true, though.
Titanium.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll keep getting us to keep. It's the hamster wheel, right?
Uh-huh.
Can't get off of it. Yeah.
You got to get to Pearl at 25 cruises, and then next up you get your name on a plaque on Castaway at 50.
At 50? Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
the goal. That's,
That's-
my goal.
that's the
I don't know
goal.
if it's your goal, but it's my goal.
Maybe someday. I don't know. That
Yikes.
seems so
That's a
so
lot
far
far
away.
from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you had your own room. Were your brother and girlfriend, were they close? Did you have an adjoining room, or they kind of?
No, we had end up. I was convinced we were close, and then when we separated that first day to go like check out our rooms for the first time, I'm like, "Where are you going?" They're like, "We're forward." And you're aft, or vice versa, right? Okay. And so it wasn't a huge deal. They were similar stateroom, I think the same one, just a different location. I think they were on like deck 8, we were on deck 9, and then different parts of the ship.
Okay.
Didn't play into it a ton. I love family, but I don't need an adjoining room. I don't,
No,
and
no,
I think
no.
they would agree too.
I think the only thing that I would have done next time is like they were so fun to travel with that I
Mhm.
feel like I would have loved to have a room closer to them, but adjoining, I think all of us on that trip would have been like, it's all right. We don't need
Yeah.
that.
The only thing I'd say is we've sailed with my parents a few times, especially when the kids were younger, and it was nice to have an adjoining room where the kid could like run over to
Oh, sure.
Grammy and Poppy and like hang out there, and it was easier. They didn't have a key to our room, but the door was always open, so like they could take the kiddo back and like get them situated in their own
That's
bed
nice.
while we went off and enjoyed drinks after dinner or something. And you know,
Yeah.
you got an adult, right?
Yes.
Even if it's for 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I'll take it,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
What itinerary did you sail? And did it impact how you experienced the ship at all?
Yeah, good question. This was an Eastern Caribbean 7-night. And yeah, honestly, so we sailed in, was this January or February? January. And these are the roughest seas we've experienced. And
Yeah.
we tend to sail in January and February just because we prefer it to be a little cooler. We don't love it when it's like 98 degrees and humid.
Yeah.
So we kind of like, and I love my daughter, but it is nice when you have a sailing with like less kids. So
Yes.
when they're in school,
Yes.
it is nice to have that kind of more adult mix, even though we were very surprised that there were a ton of kids on the sailing. Even in my mind, I said, oh, kids were just out for Christmas, like just a few weeks ago.
Right.
There's no way parents are taking them out. But then Caitlin made a good point. I wonder if they were Christmas gifts. Like these were the trips they were going on. The mix was crazy. We never had this many kids on a sailing, I feel like.
No, we've done a like July sailing. Was it July? Yeah,
Yeah,
July
that
sailing
is
with
July.
Disney Cruise Line, and there was less kids on that one, which was wild. So,
Yeah.
Interesting.
This
Yeah.
mix, even the some of the cast members are like, "Holy smokes!" Like the mix of this cruise is crazy, and I'm like, the kids clubs were like booking up and stuff, so it was pretty busy. But yes, the seas were a little rockier. Didn't get us sick or anything, but we did feel motion a lot.
Yeah, we were just on we were on the Magic a month or so ago, but that
was
was
Gulf of Mexico.
it was Gulf of Mexico, and that was
Yeah.
also midwinter break.
Yeah.
And so, but there was on that small ship, there were 900 kids. We're just like, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. It was President's Day week, so like a lot of schools have that off, and it
Dang.
was-
One of the
Okay.
things we do when we're on is we always ask like an officer or somebody what the ratio is. Like how many kids, how many adults, like how
Yeah.
full is the ship? Because it's always
Sure.
kind of interesting just to see what it is.
Yeah.
So you've sailed on other classes of ships. What felt, and this was the Treasure, just to remind, because I had to just look up in the notes and go, oh yeah, Treasure, got it. What felt the most kind of like dramatically different stepping aboard this newest class, the Wish class of ship, for the first time from Disney?
I would honestly say the Grand Hall. I mean,
Yeah.
again, we saw a lot of videos going into it. I mean, again, we try to keep a little, a couple things unspoiled, but for the most part, like we did obviously see the grand reveal of people going in. And there's two things that we noticed. One, it was it felt a little smaller than what we saw on videos. And I know some people might be like, what? It's so much bigger than like the older ships. It is. But for some reason to us, it felt a little more grand while watching it on someone's YouTube video versus when you walked in. And then secondly, I would say it was so beautiful and just so different than the other cruise ships. It almost made us just stop for a minute and go, what are we thinking right now? Like, we loved it, but it was so different. It was unique, and it just almost took our breath away. I know that sounds cheesy, but we kind of just stood there for a minute and we're like, wow, like they really, like that was insane. Like it was beautiful.
It's a very different color palette,
I
especially
love the color palette.
in that
That's
atrium
like
on
my
the treasure.
favorite colors there, the teals and the purples and blues and greens.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
And I feel like when we first saw Disney kind of release some of the concept art, I'm not going to lie, like Caleb and I were a little nervous that it might be a little too dark. And
the concept art looked dark.
Yeah. So when we first saw it, we were like, wow. Like it was, in my opinion, it was done very well.
Yeah, they nailed the design. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ship. And I know it's brand new. But even then, like a squeaky clean ship like that was wild. And Disney keeps like great care of their ships. Even the older ones are impressive.
Yep.
But stepping on a like 2-year-old ship, I'm like, dang, this is like, it doesn't feel like anyone's been on it. So that was fantastic. But the main difference that I walked away with, Caitlyn's was you said Grand Hall. I think mine was the like design, like the ship design. So like where things were, the Roy and Walt Disney, the 1923 thing, that really messed me up. And then the lack of midship elevators were like, just would irrationally like made me angry, I think, a couple nights. I'm like, I can't believe I have to walk the length of the ship to get to an elevator right now.
So when we were walking around the ship, it almost felt like it took away from the magic a little bit because some of the entryways around 1923 were so congested that because of that missing elevator, you kind of had to go through like 400 people at a time because dinner crowds. So obviously there was a lot. And it was almost frustrating at times going like, there has to be a better way to do this because there was just so many people. And again, not just at dinner time, but also just all throughout the ship, like because there were so many families. It was just constantly congested in there. And that was kind of frustrating.
Yeah. You were, I'm assuming, with a toddler early dinner?
No, so we're from California, so we kept her on West Coast time. So just because it made it easier for the whole fam. But we were on the second dining.
Okay, got it. Because I was wondering if that impacted like crowd levels and the amount of people, because especially like with people with kids love to do that early dinner, whereas we're just like you with the kids, we're always like, no, we're going to do late dinner, and it's when we're used to eating anyway. But also just like, we'll go where the ones, where people don't want to be. That's where we want to be, is where you don't want to be.
Yes.
Let's talk deck parties. You've got the Sail Away. I think it's called the Sail Away on this one. No,
that's the older ship.
Let's Set Sail.
Sure.
I think there's a song
Let's
on
Set
this
Sail.
one. Yes. And then there's two different pirate parties. There's the Mickey and Minnie's Pirate Deck Party and the Pirates Rock and Parlay with the fireworks. Which ones did you go see?
So we actually saw all three of them,
Nice.
and we loved them. So the Sail Away party on this ship is one of our little one's favorites. We watch it on YouTube all the time. Seeing all the princesses. At the time, Moana was like a big deal for her. Loved that. Loved the song. Like there's just so much energy, especially with it being like when you're embarking, it's like, this is going to be awesome. And then we are big fans of Pirate Night, not Pirate Night menus, but Pirate Night itself. And we really loved both shows. Our little one was engaged the entire time, which I feel like is a big thing for parents.
She had a little, remember on one of them, where they had the live band or whatever, she had a little like crowd around her when she was dancing. And then some other people wanted to join, and she said, no, only I can dance. And we had to tell her like, hey, we don't have the corner on dancing on a cruise ship, so you're gonna have to let other people join.
That's amazing. Well, it's probably because most of the other kids aren't staying up till 10 o'clock.
That's
And,
exactly it.
You don't have a bunch of 2-year-olds or 3-year-olds.
They probably thought we were like totally like
Right.
messed up parents. Like, how dare you keep your child up that late? I'm like, we're
On,
from
like Pacific time.
Pacific
Right.
time, I promise.
Exactly.
We're not negligent. No, the entertainment, the deck parties were awesome. So stinking cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. The live band pirate party. I think it's
So good.
such a great addition.
So good.
Yep. So I will give you a hint though. If you ever find yourself on a Marvel Day at Sea, you get a Marvel, it's a Heroes Unite, I think it is, instead of a Pirate Night. That menu is worth
it's
it.
fire.
That
It's so
menu
good.
is amazing.
Yes.
Really?
I didn't know they changed the menu.
I didn't
for it.
either. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't either. And then we sat down to dinner, and it was like, oh, it's a Marvel Night menu, and
Oh, see.
it was
It's palatable
fantastic.
food.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We haven't done a pirate night menu for maybe a decade or so, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
How
It's
do you
been
avoid it? Do you guys just avoid? You just don't
Hollow.
go to dinner?
We go to
Okay.
Paulo.
It's a very
Yeah.
privileged answer.
Yeah, pre our little
love
one,
it.
that's what we used to do.
Yeah, I
is
love
we
it.
would
Yeah.
book it on like the pirate night. We'd have Palo,
Mhm.
but with her, it was kind of like
We need to do the top coat like Little Rascals thing, and I'll put her on my shoulder, and we'll try and sneak her in a pal. Yeah.
There's always though the Festival of Foods. If you don't want to do
Okay.
dining, it's so
That-
good. Yeah.
Yes, and we did that for lunch a few times. That had to have been. I don't know
It
if you-
changed
you're
my
gonna-
life.
Yeah, if you're gonna ask that later, I apologize. We're gonna
That's
spoil
all right.
it now. That food was insane.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
you
much
can't
better.
go wrong with a burrito bowl on the high
Oh
seas.
my gosh, it's so
what?
good.
It
Yes.
was perfect.
Yep.
Donald's
Yep.
Cantina was like my go-to.
Absolutely.
Was it Qdoba at sea? Is that what you always call it?
Chipotle. It's more
Chipotle at sea,
Chipotle
yeah.
at sea, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the other shows compared to what you've experienced on the other ships. We've got Seize the Adventure, Beauty and the Beast, and then Tale of Moana, which is the new one there for the treasure. What did y'all think about the main stage entertainment in the evenings?
So this was our first time seeing Seize the Adventure, and we loved it so much we actually saw it twice.
Oh,
as
wow.
a little one.
It's so cute.
It's so,
So good.
cute, and I love that Goofy's kind of center stage the entire
Yeah.
time going
Yeah.
through that. Which again, I feel like he's such a background character that having him up front was really nice and refreshing. We've seen Beauty and the Beast before quite a few times. It's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any more to say other than I think it's honestly the best.
Mhm.
Moana, we were very, very excited for. That was it's our little one's favorite princess at the time, and a lot of people were like, "This is the best show we've ever seen on Disney Cruise Line."
Yeah, even the cruise director was like, "You need to stop whatever you're doing. like elbow people, kick people in the shin, do whatever you need to do to be at the show." So they really hyped it up. They
Yeah.
really hyped it up.
So we kind of went into it with that expectation, and I'm not gonna lie, we liked the show, but I feel like we were trying to talk. Like, we don't know if our expectations were too high, or we just truly didn't think it was better than Beauty and the Beast. I loved like the effects that they had and everything. All the cast members did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I kept going. I still liked Beauty and the Beast more.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like even personally, like I think I like Aladdin more over it. Like I think it felt like in the middle of the list for me. Not that it wasn't a bad show. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
bad show on any of those ships. They're all fantastic. But for some reason, I don't know if it was the hyping up the entire time where I was like, oh my God, like, are we getting like a free Broadway show? Like, did they, it's like a New York theater company that just came up here. It was really stinking good and impressive. But
Yeah.
like, for some reason, Beauty and the Beast, I think we walked away saying that was a better show.
I think it is a New York style or New York quality, Broadway quality, West End quality, whatever company. I don't know that the Moana show book is quite up to par with Beauty and the Beast. And I think that's what you guys are talking about is that, it's executed phenomenally and the effects and the puppetry and like everything that you see is amazing, but like just some of the storylines and the plot lines just don't quite connect as well as they could.
Sure.
And that is a hot take that some of our friends will maybe not
Well, like,
appreciate, but it's fine.
I think too, like the Beauty and the Beast characters are a little more like grounded, more like, oh, I could see it. I wouldn't see Gaston at a local pub, but you may see a guy that's like a big jacked 6'2" egotistical guy. Like it's believable, right?
Right.
Like try and cast Maui. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Like try and get someone
Yeah.
that looks like Maui. Like
Right.
maybe one human on the earth looks like Maui.
Yeah.
So like this guy was ripped. He was way jacked. He was more jacked than me, which I'm not very jacked. So, but I was like, he's a physically impressive dude, but he had nowhere near what Maui would look like, right? So like, I think that disconnect there too was like, good luck casting that show. I don't know.
I think another thing that did it as well was the cast member that played Maui. He was Aladdin on the Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of messed with our.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
I
and
know.
they
also-
had such a hard job casting for that role
Yes.
in Moana because that same person needs to fit into the company in France with Beauty and the Beast, and then has to be somewhere to do something for Seize the Adventure as well. So, like,
Sure.
that's a tough spot they've painted themselves into. Now, of everything that you just said, Caleb, I am with you except for Aladdin. I can't go there for Aladdin on the DCL
really?
ship.
Okay.
Is
it the genie?
The
It's
genie
just-
masks.
it's
The
the
masks when it goes across the whole company.
Oh,
and
they're freaky.
they're
They are
nightmare
freaky.
fuel.
They
It
are.
is
They are.
concerning. How do you take a kid to that? I don't understand.
Well, so interesting. We missed that part because when we went the first time, she was 1, so she had like 2 or 3 naps during the day.
Sure.
So we would watch about 8 minutes of the show and then have to go for our nap. And so she missed that entire segment. We would absolutely have taken her out because that is terrifying. Yeah. Bunch of freaky masks, like 25 of them too.
Great. And now that this has come up, I know what I'm dreaming about tonight. And Alicia,
You're
I'm
gonna have
not
genie
sleeping
masks
well tonight.
everywhere.
Well, let's move on. I just can't anymore.
All right. Well, did you spend any time in the lounges and bars?
Yeah, we did. We spent majority of our time, I think. Caitlin and I would switch off. Like someone would hang out with Mads while we went to one of these things. But we did mostly at what's it called?
The Skipper's Canteen.
Thank you,
Oh, yeah.
Skipper's
Oh, yeah.
Canteen.
Or wait,
Most of our
Skipper's
time-
Society?
No, Skipper's Canteen.
that's right.
You're right.
Skipper's
Yeah.
Society.
No, it is Society.
Oh, is it
Okay.
Society? Oh,
That's the
yeah.
restaurant.
Canteen
Sorry.
is the restaurant.
Yes, Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So Skipper's Society. We spent a lot of time there. Spent half a second in Periscope Pub. That was actually the one I was most excited for.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we never landed there.
Ah.
I don't know if it was like the programming, like we just didn't go for any of the. Did they ever have programming there? I'm now trying to rack my
There's
head.
some trivias there.
Okay.
Every once in a while. When we've gone, it was basically to get the food because the food was really good.
Okay, I've heard
That's
nothing but
another
things.
good pirate night alternative
Yeah. Oh,
is
yeah.
the pub
Okay.
and the
Ooh,
pub
okay.
food. Yeah.
Okay,
I-
we've heard good things.
Yeah, I think there was a night where you wanted to go get the wings. And
yeah,
you didn't.
we didn't do it.
Right.
But no, that place was awesome for the 5 minutes we were in there. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And then Scat Cat was so packed the entire time.
Wow.
We only were in there for a couple minutes, and then of course we did spend some time in the Haunted Mansion lounge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm like blanking right now.
Parlor.
Parlor. Thank you. That was so impressive, though. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
Yeah. What grabbed you most about Haunted Mansion Lounge? And then beyond that, did you partake? Did you have any of the drinks, and what'd you think?
I would say the number one thing that I loved was, first of all, walking into the Haunted Mansion. I think seeing the wallpaper
Yeah.
the wallpaper everywhere made it really feel like you were in the ride. And that's something that I always love seeing when we are at Disneyland or whatever, Disney World.
Yeah.
So seeing that, but I think the number one thing that kind of drew me in was every couple minutes when they would do kind of like that show and like lightning would happen.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like it really drew you into like, I'm not on a cruise ship. Like, I'm at the Haunted Mansion and
Yeah.
this is amazing. And then that fish tank in the middle.
Uh-huh.
It's just, and then the iPad with like the little like game that you can play to find like the menu.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all really neat to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you already say the voices, how they moved around the room? That was insane.
Oh,
Like
yes.
that blew me away. And that was like, I think Imagineering showing off. And like, it's not that they haven't on the past cruise ships, but like this one, I'm like, all right, that was
Yeah.
sick. Like you can tell they kind of had free reign to do what they wanted. So
Yeah. The
that was very
technology and the artwork is what got me.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure those are very advanced like e-ink displays, like a
Sure.
much better version, like color version of what you see on like a Kindle.
Kindle, yeah.
Because there's no backlight to it. It's only ambient light that they have to light it. But the fact that they can animate with those, it's just
I know.
it's so
I want to know
cool.
like per picture frame how much that cost.
a lot.
Right? It has to be.
Lot.
It has to be
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Did you say anything about the? We didn't drink anything.
Okay.
I wanted to order something. I don't know why we ended up not trying anything. Limited time, I think was probably mainly
Yeah.
it. But it was packed. I mean, of course, it was so
Oh,
popular.
Yeah.
We just want to wait around. So
It's interesting that some of what's on the menu there, I will say, is not everybody's favorite. Like everybody that we've ever heard or talked to absolutely loves the ambiance and the decor and everything else that we just talked about in the Haunted Mansion haunted parlor. What you get it? Words, names of things. They're so whatever. But like the drinks that are on offer in the menu are like, eh.
I think I tried almost all the drinks in there just because I could. And
meh,
I don't
really.
know that I'd order them again. I mean,
Yeah.
they have a full bar, so if you have a drink of choice, you can just ask them for that. You don't
Yep.
have to go with what's on the menu.
Yep.
And I don't think I would go with what's on the menu Next time we hit that
And
bar.
even though Haunted Mansion is on the Destiny as well, it's a completely different drink menu.
Yeah, so I'll have to try all of those too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, for science.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, exactly. We heard a lot of people actually say the same thing. Like they were kind of like meh about the drink. So I think that's why we didn't press it as much. Like we have to get a drink in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be on the Destiny in June. We'll let you know.
Oh, gosh, rough.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
Somebody has to do it. We make all these decisions on like these trips that we're gonna go and stuff like that, and then we're like, well, should we do it? Should we not do it? This is blah. Then we'll just turn to each other and go, for content.
Yeah.
It's a write-off, right? Is that how it works?
Oh, I wish.
We'd have to have a revenue stream in order to have a write-off.
Yes,
so
we do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
In the red. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This is a hobby.
How are the character interactions? Did the treasure feel a little more elevated or different at all in that department?
I honestly think they did. I don't know if this was just our sailing, but they were on the other sailings that we've been on. Usually when a character comes out, there's a specific time limit and they cut the line off within like 5 minutes because everyone runs to get in line, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to make a number up. Let's say there's 25 people. They're like, oh, that's too much. We're cutting the line off.
Yeah.
This one, I heard a cast member tell someone in front of us that as long as you're in line for when that character is scheduled to be out, it doesn't matter how many people are in line, they will see you or meet you or your kids or whoever.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome because the first cruise that we took our little one on, so many lines would get shut down before we even got to them. And it was hard because if you weren't there within, it was a maritime cruise, so it was a little more crowded.
Yep.
If you weren't there within the first like 10 minutes, it was like that character was gone. Like you weren't going to be able to see them. So even though the lines were a little longer on the treasure, like the fact that they were letting people kind of wait in line for a long period of time to be able to see the character. And again, they were taking time with every person. It wasn't like oh, hey, sign my book. Okay, get out of here.
Right.
They took a lot of time with our little one, which again, I appreciate. So it was a really good experience.
Yeah. And we walked away. They recognized her a few times. So like we were waiting in line for another character and then Jasmine came by and was like, hey, like, and started talking to her like, do you remember we did this? And I was like, what the heck? And then Moana took her to go see the kiss goodnight thing.
Oh, awesome.
That was just amazing. So there were a few moments where I was like, oh my God, this is why we spent so much money to do these things. Take my money, Disney.
100%.
Which happened a few times. So very impressive. All the characters were awesome. Spent plenty of time with all the kids.
Yeah.
We walked away very happy with it. So
that's awesome. I also think it makes a difference to be on a 7-night cruise.
Sure.
When you're trying to have everybody, cram all this stuff into a 3-night, oh, God forbid, or a 4, even a 5, sometimes a 6. There's something about having a full week that everything just breathes and there's less, I guess, FOMO from everybody and like the rope drop culture kind of just takes a little bit of a backseat and the whole experience is just a little bit more relaxed. Yeah. That's actually why we're doing the cruise in June on the Destiny that we're doing is because it's one of the first, I think, 7-nighters that they're doing
it's the
on
second
the Destiny.
one.
Yeah, it really does help. And again, from this time in her life, she's obsessed with all the characters. Like she's not afraid of them, so which is great. But every single day we would be in line for hours meeting all the characters.
Yeah.
So like you said, having those days, being a 7-night, it wasn't like oh man, like we got to do this all day to hit every character because we pretty much did. I think the only 2 we didn't meet was the genie and Tiana because the lines shut down.
What about Coriander and Sage? Speaking of characters, these are the storytellers of the treasure. Did you guys get any interactions or see any of their shows?
Yes, I personally went to Match Your Mate, and they did a pirate version of that. It was like Match Your Matey, which was the first time I've done a version that way. But they did that show, and they were so funny. Like they are amazing. So I love them.
Yeah.
I only saw them. Honestly, I didn't get to see them much. Of course, on the deck stuff, they'd pop out for a little bit, and then I did glance when they were doing the Jungle Cruise boat deal. That looked like a lot of fun. I think more fun if you're involved, of course. But walked past and kind of caught some of that. But then the goodbye party at the very end of the cruise, that was very cool. They brought someone up and they opened this chest up and it was like, oh, you found the treasure. That was fun.
Just like that too.
Yes. They're absolutely fantastic. Get yourselves back on the treasure someday and find all of those experiences where they're telling Indiana Jones stories, but using like audience participation to like basically choose the wrong answers. And like, it's
called Choose Wisely.
Yes. It's all of their stuff is absolutely fantastic. They have storytellers. It's not Coriander and Sage. I forget their names off the top of my head. Zaya and Gamble are on the Destiny.
Yeah.
They're doing this more, and I'm so happy that Disney is doing it. I'm glad
I
you
love
came
this
across them.
storytelling aspect that they're doing. Yeah. And I think Coriander and Sage also did, I don't remember if it was a specific tale. I think they like retold Aladdin and maybe Beauty and the Beast or something like that. I think on different cruises they'll retell different stories in the atrium area.
Right.
That's
Which
cool.
is available for families and everybody else. So
Yeah.
they really do a great job of that.
So I listened to your episode and I want you to tell us about Castaway and the new cabanas.
You guys, it was so good.
Yeah, that was wild. So, long story short, we're still just lowly gold, right? We're just lowly gold, Castaway Club, not cool like these platinum members here or whatever, not pearl, not mega Castaway plaque, whatever level. So there's no chance, right? If we're not booking concierge, there's no way we're going to get these things. So it was I got into the line for guest relations on day one for some random thing. I forget what it was.
It was the princess meet and greet that we were trying to get.
We were trying to get a different time. I think we got like a weird time, and I'm like, hey, is there any way we can move this?
Got it.
And then I just a fleeting thought. I'm like, hey, can you throw us like on the wait list for the cabanas? And he's like, sure, whatever. Like kind of like you're whatever. You're not getting it. But I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
Just add me anyways. Give me a false sense of hope. So kind of forgot about it. And then Caitlyn gets this magical random call in the stateroom, and it's from the concierge team, and they say, hey, is this Caitlyn? And she says, yeah, it sure is. And they said, hey, we've got a cabana that opened up. Do you want it? And
Caleb wasn't in the room at the time, and I'm in there with our 2-year-old, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, can you just give me a couple minutes? I'm going to find my husband.
Yeah.
I'm like sweating.
So anyways, after a couple of callbacks, I ended up being like, yes, well, yes, put us down. And she was like, kept like double checking on the phone. Like, are you sure you want to? I was like, yes, absolutely. Please just click the button now. And so anyways, we walk on the island with our little yellow wristbands. Like we were just on cloud 9, and these things were so new. You could still smell like the new wood smell. It smelled like Home Depot. They were life-changing. I looked to my brother and I said, I will never go on this island again. Like normally, like I will steal one. I'll run into someone and tell them this is our cabana now. You have to get out. I will figure it out. It was game changing.
I think it was one of those things as well where we've always we've watched videos of people having and being in the cabanas. Like we've had friends who have done it and they've loved it, and we've always just been like not able to grab it because they're always taken because there's not that many. And so having the opportunity to do it, plus having a toddler with us, I'm like, it was life changing when you have a kid. Like you walk in and there's snacks and drinks and there's a pack and play setup and there's sand toys out by the tubes that you get to go out on. And it's just like the little memories. I told Caleb and our family, I'm like, I literally think it was my favorite Disney Cruise Line memory that we've ever had. Everything, it was all taken care of. Daisy came in to meet our little one. So it was just like little things like that where you're like, this was amazing. And then being able to walk 100 steps to go get our food and come back and sit at our cabana.
Yeah.
You could change the music. And
that's nice.
it was one of those things where I will never forget, like just laying in the hammock with my daughter while we're just sharing the chocolate chip cookie. Like it was worth every penny.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So these are the brand new Mickey and Minnie cabanas. They're over by Serenity Bay.
Correct. Yes.
And now this was January. Were you in the water at all?
We were, yeah.
Okay.
It was a little chilly to get in, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
we've been in January before, and it was so cold that we couldn't get in. So we were kind of expecting that, and it was nice enough for our toddler to get in and all of us. So, I don't know if it was just a fluke because I think the couple cruises after had pretty cold water.
Yeah, they couldn't even dock to Castaway actually. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, that's cool. So that is an unprotected beach compared to the rest of the family beaches and where the other cabanas are, where they have that breakwater and this huge lagoon. This is on the side of the island where there isn't that protection. Now, typically it's not like ginormous waves, but like, was there how did it work for you? Let me rephrase this, with a toddler and not having that kind of protected beach. Was it okay? Did you have any issues with the beach or the water?
Yeah, no issues at all. Again, we had really like crazy good weather. There was
Awesome.
very little wind. It was just blue skies and sunshine. The beach was fine. I will say the one thing that I did notice, and I don't remember if the family beach has this because we've only been there like once or twice.
Okay.
Just checking it out. But the beach area walking into the water was very like there was a lot of rocks that you had to like kind of walk like the small ones that if you step on the wrong way, you're like, ow.
Yeah.
But like once you got past that, like everything was fine. Like the water
Okay.
was really calm. Like it wasn't crazy at all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, weather will have a lot to do with it, and
Sure.
and you know, there's no guarantees. Like you said, there's no guarantees your ship is even going to be able to dock at Castaway, but there's no guarantees on how warm it's going to be and things like that. It just keep in mind if you're looking at the cabanas, that is a little bit more of an exposed area, but you have a brand new dedicated restaurant just for those cabanas.
The bar was nice. The restrooms were brand new.
Yeah,
That
it's
was awesome.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, you guys sailed the Fantasy for your daughter's first birthday and now the Treasure with her as a toddler. How did those experiences differ emotionally?
It was very hard. Honestly, it's one of those things where like she loves Disney so much. I only say that it's hard as in for me, as in I don't know how she's 2 already and she's already been on 2 cruises. It is life-changing taking your child on a Disney cruise ship.
Yeah.
The parks are amazing, but we've always told each other that the parks are more of a trip, whereas Disney Cruise Line is really a vacation.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't pay for the internet package. Like we only use our phones for pictures that we take with characters and so on and so forth. So we truly like disconnect from the world and work and everything.
Yeah.
And that's when you're able just to spend that quality time with each other, and being able to do that and be with her. It was another level. I would say the biggest difference from a parent standpoint was we were kind of a little more confined on schedules the first time around because she was 1. So
Yeah.
whereas like you got to be back for that nap, you can't miss Matt because
Yep.
if you do, like she's going to get cranky.
Snowballs. Yeah.
But I think there's pros and cons to it because this time around she's a toddler, so she's a little more picky with the food. And whereas like the first trip, you'd give the girls some fruit or a bottle or whatever and a piece of bread, and she would just be happy. Whereas now she wants the mac and cheese that we have at home or the muffins we have at home. So
Peanut butter and jelly.
exactly.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
but all in all, it was a really good experience. The serving team we had was amazing with
Oh,
her.
yes.
Like she loved them and was so sad to like leave them at the end.
Aw.
So all good things to say, like highly, highly recommend. Like if someone hasn't been on a Disney cruise ship because they're a little worried about taking kids, I highly recommend doing it. It's a really great opportunity and just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Was it compared to having a toddler or, a kiddo on one of the other ships, like how was the layout of the Treasure? You mentioned earlier, it's just different. There's one less bank of elevators. Like, was it more difficult to get around with the toddler? Like, were you just carrying her? Were strollers involved? Like, how did kind of the logistics work?
Yeah, we always bring this stroller and we never use it on the ship for some reason. Like it's always there and it's an option, but we never take it. So she walked a lot and we held her. This was a little harder to get around than the Fantasy, and I think mainly because of the layout. The layout can be kind of tricky. I don't think it's just because it's new, right? Because I think you can easily say, "Oh, you don't know this one as well because you've never been on it."
Yeah.
Even at the end of the trip where you've lived on this thing for a week, there were still times where I'm like, "Where the heck am I?" What? And so this one was a little trickier. Overall, though, I didn't walk away being like, "Oh man, I'll never go on the Treasure because of." The layout or getting around with her. There's just little quirks here and there. Actually, I will say the main thing that we would love to do after dinner on the Fantasy was take a walk around the promenade deck. That not being an option was tough. Like I did not like those stairs on the deck. That was kind of lame.
Yeah. And they would have like certain areas closed off so you couldn't walk. So it was just kind of bizarre when you go out there. But It's one of those things
Yeah.
where I think one thing layout wise that I did love was the splash pad area.
Yeah.
I loved the splash
That was
pad
nice.
on the cruise ship. That was amazing.
Awesome.
And kind of just that area, how like there was just chairs circling it. It really felt enclosed to where like your little one can kind of just like run around and they're not getting in anyone's way
Yeah.
and XYZ.
Was there a moment on the Treasure where you just thought like, this is why cruising with kids is just different? Like it's just better or worse, but I'm assuming
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think what the difference is, I'm going to like compare it to the parks because that's what we mainly do, right?
Yeah.
Is it's like parks or cruise park. What are we going to do? And as much as I love the parks, I grew up going to the parks. We still love it. You know, as the years go on and the nickel and diming still occurs like at the parks, I get a little frustrated. And so I think more of our vacation dollars are kind of going towards Disney Cruise Line, to be honest. But I think it's those moments where you're like, oh, I have to run to the room really quick to grab her jacket or a toy that we forgot. It's 4.5 minutes versus at the parks. It's like, even if you're staying on property, it's like, hey, see you in 40 minutes. Because I'm going to walk out past security, you know, go through security again.
Yep.
It's just different. So the convenience of a Disney cruise like is crazy compared to a parks experience.
Yeah, I would definitely say with a little one who's still taking naps, having that, like being able to go back to the room, like Caleb mentioned, just like the ease of accessibility was really nice.
Yep.
But I think other than that, I think the thing that did it this trip where I'm like, we're just going to cruise for the rest of our life is I think the character meet and greets. I think this was the first time. She's always loved characters. She's never been one who's afraid of them. So that's kind of been nice. But this was the first time where we had the first experience where she finally like ran to one and just locked her arms around them. And I literally was almost crying in line because I'm like, she just didn't want to let go. And you know, Disney has the rule where they won't let go until your kid does. And I'm just sitting
We did
there.
have to pry her away.
Yeah. And I'm like just taking in that moment. And it just happened again and again and again. And she just talks, she's still to this day, talks about how she's so excited to see Captain Hook again and can't wait to show Moana her dress and just so on and so forth. And I think it's those little things where you go, this is what makes the vacation. Like she may not remember this moment, even though she does right now.
Yeah.
But like we will not forget these memories. So.
Well, as Disney adults who notice almost everything, did the Treasure storytelling feel deeper or just louder than any of the other ships?
For sure. My brother and I were walking down a hallway and there were just like random artwork of just like a bunch of movies, like just kind of plastered around. As much as I loved the theming of the ship, there were moments where I was like, why? Like, why are there like basically movie posters in this hallway?
Yeah.
There were a little confusing things where you can tell they're trying to splash IP everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was the mandate and they had to do it. But so there were clunky parts where I was like, I kind of miss the like old, you know, seafaring, like ocean liner look of the older ships. I did really like that.
Yep.
How that was
Monocle.
weaved
Yeah.
through. Yeah, it was really nice. Not to say this was like a glaring, like, oh my gosh, this was like hideous to look at. Far from it. But there were moments where I was like, oh, I could tell there was some clunky storytelling in that respect. But other than that, it was a fantastic ship.
Yeah. It's just a different take. It's just a different way to go about it. I'm with you. I still love the classic nautical theming. I think the Treasure is one of the most stunningly gorgeous ships that I've been on from Disney. Well, from anybody really.
Yeah.
And that said, I still love the Wonder the best. Like, because I love that just classic naval, you're on a cruise ship and you know it kind of look. That speaks to me more. But then again, I grew up in the ocean and that's just me. So.
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit more of food. You've experienced rotational dining across multiple classes of ships, a bunch of different ones. Where does the Treasure land for you? They do some things a little bit differently.
That is a great question.
I already know my answer.
Okay, you go.
So coming into the Treasure, I was a little nervous about the dining because we've never experienced the Wish class ships that have the entertainment. And all we've been told is that it's extremely loud and just overstimulating and you just kind of want to get out of there. You can't really enjoy your food. We've also heard that the food wasn't very good. And so, again, we've been on the Wonder and having that experience, I think the Wonder has one of the best food like offerings that you can have on Disney Cruise Line compared to the ones we've been on, obviously.
Sure.
So coming onto the Treasure, I was very surprised. Number one, I loved all of the dining. I am not a big Marvel fan, and the Worlds of Marvel was one of my favorite dining locations.
Awesome.
The food, in my opinion, was very good. There wasn't one dish that I was kind of like, ugh, that was gross.
Yeah.
It's just, and I loved how different a lot of the offerings were. Like having Coco being able to have Mexican food. Like, obviously, I wish there was a little more.
And being from California too, the Mexican was like, it was decent. But again, to have the option on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
was
and I
awesome.
think what I was trying to say was like I wish they had more like authentic offerings. Like
Yeah.
I want the tacos and like the tamales and that kind
Right.
of stuff. But having like a change up, it was really nice. And I think I don't know. We kind of go back and forth if we think it's better than the Wonder. I kind of think it is from what I was getting.
Yeah. So experience wise, I think I probably prefer like no entertainment. Not to say that it was bad. I liked it and it was enjoyable.
In
but
the
if I like
in the dining rooms.
in the dining room, sorry,
yeah.
yes, in the dining room. So yeah, like the kind of musical theater that's happening up there while you're eating is fun. But there were moments where you feel like you're kind of yelling over the music and stuff to try and continue a conversation.
Yeah.
But again, at the end of the night, we still were like, that was really fun. That was super. We're all clapping our hands to Coco and all that stuff. So that was fun. But the food quality, okay, so I've got celiac disease. I can't have like gluten and wheat. So the offerings on this ship were pretty awesome. They had like pot stickers for me, which they never have on the other cruise ships. They had a ton of stuff where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like a king on this ship. I've got so many options. So that was very fun. But yes, I think at the end of the day, like if I could choose, I wouldn't have the music going on while we're eating, but I did walk away enjoying it.
Yeah,
It's kind of a conflicting feeling.
I actually really enjoyed the music, but I will say for people going into it, I really feel that it matters where your table is.
Yeah.
We got really lucky with a table at all like the locations that had entertainment where it wasn't loud. And it was, we did notice when we were walking around that some of the spots that had the tables, that they were super loud.
There was one family that showed up the first night for dining. They were right in front of the speaker and we didn't see them the rest of the cruise. Like, I think they just didn't go to dining after that one experience. It was a big family too. Yeah. I'm assuming, I don't know if it was because of that, but I'm just assuming that's what happened.
Were you at Coco first night?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
that's
they
too bad because I don't think the other restaurants are like that. Like Coco is the extreme. Of,
yes. So it had a speaker literally directed right at their table. I went and sat in it just to test it. It was loud, like concert level loud. Like, so I can see little ones being like, trying to eat their mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad.
We touched on it briefly about the festival of foods up on the deck. Good edition, bad edition.
Yes.
Good
Amazing.
Edition. Yes.
Good edition. It was fantastic. No complaints other than it was so popular. The lines were always long because it was such good food. But they moved through them very quickly. Yeah. And I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I love having like just all the offerings. I think it was just, again, a good thing to have other than a hot dog and a cheeseburger, which again, there's nothing wrong with that because we definitely are eating that. But just having those options was really nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys go to Marceline Market at all, the buffet?
We did. Surprisingly, we went there a lot more than we anticipated. So we went there for breakfast every morning. We usually do the sit down because we kind of like the more chill atmosphere. We find the buffet to be a little overstimulated in the morning when you're just waking up.
Yes.
But it was nice. I think I liked it more than Cabanas. I liked for sure the theming and like it was way prettier. The seating felt nicer. Everything felt nicer about it. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I really liked the ambiance of it. I think the way it was decorated was really nice because again, a Cabanas is very like old, but walking into Marceline, you're like, wow, like this is really pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty crowded when we went in there, so trying to find a seat was a little tricky. But again, it's one of those situations where I don't think they're ever going to be able to get rid of that unless they make half the ship Marceline Market. So it's kind of like I don't like judging it by that, but it was nice. I loved the layout and just how easy it was to get breakfast, lunch, or whatever.
The espresso bar in the middle is game changing.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And pro tip, you can also get a little Bailey's in your hot chocolate there.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw multiple people doing that while in line. Yes.
That nice little late night drink.
Or some amaretto.
Or first thing in the morning.
Okay. Hey, you're on vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Who's to judge?
It was pretty early when these people were doing it, so I'm like, hey, whatever makes them happy, here we go.
Exactly. So, was there anything from the other ships you've been on, which were the Dream class and the Magic class, that you really missed being on the Treasure?
Oh my gosh. Is it bad if I say no?
No.
That's fair.
This was an ongoing conversation right when we got back from our trip, right? Because we kind of kept going back and forth of, did we like the treasure more? Do we miss the older ships? Like we had an idea going into it, like there's no way we're gonna like the newer one, like we're gonna miss the old ones. And we had one idea when we left, but then once we got home, and I feel like it's when you start really deep diving into like your memories from the trip, we started realizing how much like we really enjoyed the treasure. Again, I think like Caleb mentioned, I do miss a little bit of the nautical theming all throughout the ship.
Yeah.
And I really miss the extra elevators. Like that was like the one thing. But overall, I think, do you have something?
No, sorry, go ahead.
I think overall, I love the treasure. I think my only thing is, I don't think it's a matter of missing one or the other. I think it's just your experience of, if you're really wanting something new from Disney, the treasure is it for you.
Yeah.
If you're okay with the OG, there's nothing wrong with the older ones. I think both are great options.
Yeah.
All right. If you had to recommend a specific ship based on where someone is in their life, how would you break it down? So like first cruise, Disney adult, parents with young kids, and maybe like a family.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, I think first cruise, no kids, I would say the Wonder. First cruise with kids, I would say
Better adult stuff, is that why? Like the adult.
Yeah, the adult. I like the adult area more on the Wonder.
100%.
Yes.
And then I think if it's your first cruise with kids, I would say either the Dream or the Fantasy. I loved the layout. I think it's really easy. It's a bigger ship. There's like more to do on there. It's just, I don't know. I really loved it. The splash pad is great. And then I think for a family, I think I would recommend the Treasure, honestly, if you had a big family going.
Yeah, I think I agree with all the points. I will say this. I love the Treasure, truly do. If you're new to Disney cruising though, I don't know if it is worth the premium though. Like if you can get a similar 7-night on a Fantasy is a fantastic ship. And you don't know what you don't know, right? So I think you'll have a fantastic time on the Fantasy, and you can try the Treasure in a year or two when maybe prices come down a little. I don't know if they will come down, but
it's Disney. They're not going
Disney,
down.
It's true. They'll only go up. That's true. But relative, where do they catch up, right?
True.
I just don't know if I could be like, it's just definitely worth like, I think I priced ours. Ours was like a premium of like $1,100 or something like that. We could have gone on the Fantasy for a little less. I don't know if it's worth that if you're new to it, but yeah, that's a hard question. I don't think you can go wrong. I honestly don't. I think if you've got little ones and you don't have much time, the Wish seems like right up their alley.
Yeah.
For like the princess stuff.
Honestly, I would think if you're a new cruiser to DCL, even if you have kids or not, I don't think I would start with the Treasure, even though I loved it. I think you need to start with like the nautical OG, like truly immersive feeling of Disney Cruise Line and what that started with, because then I think you get that magic. I almost feel like if a new cruiser went straight to the Treasure, if they went back to the old ships after, I think that they almost would feel like they're almost missing out, because it's just bigger and there's just so many more things like the entertainment. Whereas like for people like us who like have done both types, we love like the nostalgic of the older ones. We love the charm and we love the nautical theming and just kind of truly what made us fall in love with Disney Cruise Line was that. So I think I would start with that and then do a treasure trip.
Okay, so you are designing the next class of Disney Cruise Line ship, which is coming. They're coming out in 29, 30, 31, I think, or 30, 31, 32, something like that.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be, sorry, everybody, they're going to be the replacements for the Magic and the Wonder. They're going to be They're going to be a little bit bigger, but not as big as the current ships. Not as big as the Fantasy and the Dream and the Magic and the Treasure
Wish.
and Wish, Destiny, all the rest of that stuff. Anyway, so we have this, you have a lever, right? We have a gauge. There is the classic elegance of kind of the old school Disney Cruise Line, and you have almost the theme parkification that we're seeing, especially on the Treasure and the Destiny.
IP driven,
lots of things going on that we're seeing on the new Wish class ships. How would you design that next class? Where would you move that meter?
I think if I could choose, I honestly would have, I'm forgetting the class of the ship, but I would want a like Dream / Fantasy.
Okay.
Type. What is that? What one is that?
It's the Dream Class.
The Dream Class
Yeah.
ship. I love that size. I don't
Yeah.
think. I mean, again, I think there's pros to having a bigger ship, obviously,
Mhm.
and I think there's pros to having a smaller one. But I just love the in between both of those, where
Yeah.
it doesn't feel too big, it doesn't feel too small, depending on your itinerary.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I could theme it, and I think I remember having a conversation with you about this, I would theme the ship like a nautical version of the villas at Disneyland. It would almost be like a mixture of that with like 1923
Yeah.
to get that like mid-century modern / nautical. I think that would be like amazing.
That would
in
be
my
very cool.
I like it. Let's pitch it.
Wow.
Charge them. Yeah, I think like if it was a gauge, I think it would be pointed like oh gosh, how do I explain this? On the side of the nautical
Yeah.
stuff, but like maybe almost to halfway. So
Yeah.
would that be like, you know what I'm saying?
60-40?
Yeah, 60-40.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think 60-40. I think they did some great stuff on the treasure.
Yeah.
I just think overall, what I appreciated about Disney Cruise Line and their commitment to staying with that old school throwback feel of those old 1800s ocean liners.
Yeah.
I think that is like, it's just very neat, and I
Yeah.
think it's unique offering. No one else is doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to say that like the new ones are the Royal Caribbeanization of cruising. I don't think that, or it's as extreme thrill seeking stuff.
Yeah.
I just hope they stay true to like that originality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original DNA.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you've experienced Disney Cruise Line across multiple eras, both before and after becoming parents. What keeps you coming back?
Oh my goodness. I could go on for days.
The lack of a desire to accumulate money. Just spend it all. No, I think it is. I think it's the perfect Disney trip, to be honest. I think it's the perfect Disney vacation. You get the Disney magic with the entertainment, with the cast members or the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say, I'm not trying to knock like cast members at the parks. They're amazing. They make magic as well. There's something about the crew on a Disney cruise ship. Like that is different. Like the level of service on there is another level. So that's fantastic to feel pampered for a week.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. I think it's like all the good things about Disney, without the stresses of rope dropping stuff and booking your next fast pass. Like as fun as that is for a season, Disney Cruise Line's just different. Like it scratches that itch.
Yeah, I would definitely say just being able to disconnect as well, because I feel like that's just truly where like all your family time comes in. And, the parks can be, as we've mentioned before, a lot and just stressful at times, whereas the cruise line just isn't that for us. So I think that's why we keep coming back. And our daughter keeps asking to go on a cruise. So we just keep saying yes.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. I guess we can do that.
I know. Darn. All right. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything else that sticks out in your mind that we haven't really covered that you want to highlight from your trip?
I don't think so. I think, I think it's a fantastic cruise ship. We loved it. We'll be back, I'm sure. We are going back to the Wonder though on our next sailing. So
Nice.
we're going back to one of the OGs.
Out of San Diego?
Out of San Diego. It's our first time doing a West Coast sailing.
Excellent.
Yeah, which I'd love Disney to show some more love to the West Coast.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
So we're doing that. But yeah, love Disney Cruise Line. This was fantastic. Overall, a very good trip. One little quirk I didn't mention before. I don't know if it was unique to us. You guys have been on the Treasure, right?
Mhm.
A couple times. Okay. The AC. Did you find it was warm all of the time on this cruise ship?
Interesting.
All the time. And the crew were like sweating a lot. Like I could tell they were kind of feeling it. So I don't know if it was like something was off. But that was a weird quirk that was only on this sailing.
I don't remember that
Okay.
triggering
Maybe
it. It's
we
not
were
triggering
unlucky.
anything. So maybe
Okay.
they may have been working out a thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have worn my parka every day, but I thought I was kidding.
You're in the Bahamas, Caleb. It's okay to wear some shorts and a
I want to
t-shirt.
wear my sweatshirt. No, I was trying.
This guy forgot his swimsuit. He forgot. Oh no.
I forgot a lot. So Disney loved me on the cruise ship. I was like, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, it was a lot.
I may have done that before. Our first Panama Canal cruise in 2013, we got on the ship and I unpacked everything. It's a 14-night cruise. It was from Miami to LA at the time. And I realized the whole stack of t-shirts that I had set aside to pack never made it into the suitcase.
No.
So,
No.
Just polo shirts and button downs. That's it.
That
no,
is
I
awesome.
I
Well,
raided the merch shop and
yeah,
I
you
have
did.
several DCL t-shirts.
Of the
See,
same-
it's all for the
same
memories.
size.
It's
Yeah.
perfect.
That's right.
You're
That's
like,
right.
darn it, I have to buy everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, not my finest moment, but it's okay. We persevered.
Yes.
An amazing cruise.
You made it work.
Yes. All right. So I guess what's next? When you're doing the Wonder out of San Diego. What's the itinerary?
This is a 5-night Baja or something like
Okay.
that. I think it's just and honestly, we're not looking forward so much to the port stops. I think it's like Ensenada and Cabo. I think that we're just going to treat it as like a bunch of sea days.
Yeah.
So we're just going to spend, and this one, the whole crew's going. So grandparents,
Nice.
brothers, all my brothers, and we're all making it. So this
Yeah.
one's just going to be fun on the ship.
Yeah. Cabo is nice. Ensenada
I've heard.
has a Walmart
Go to
across
Walmart, yeah.
the street if you need
Okay.
to pick up some provisions.
Sure.
But other than
Swimsuit. Yeah.
that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Ensenada is the Nassau of the Pacific.
Okay.
And
That's what we've heard.
Yeah, it's okay. It's,
Yeah.
it's
We'll
a
treat
thing.
it as a sea day. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It checks off the box that keeps them in compliance with the Jones Act and
Sure,
lets them
exactly.
touch foreign soil. So it's
Yep.
fine. It's fine. Well, awesome. Caleb, Caitlyn, thank you so much for being on and talking with us again. It was so great to speak with you and to hear all about your exploits there on the treasure. Please go ahead. The Market House podcast. What do you guys got coming up?
Yeah. We're weekly episodes. We're always on there chatting about something. We just did a very important episode about bathroom experiences at Disneyland. So make sure to hop over there and listen to that. But yeah, on all the podcast platforms, we're on Instagram, Market House Podcast. And what'd you say to me? What'd you just call me? Just kidding.
We're getting ready to go to Disneyland for the 70th anniversary, so
Awesome.
we're looking forward to that.
We're a little late on that. Everyone's
We
like,
are.
it's
I
like the
know.
71st anniversary at this
I know
point.
we're cruising. We were cruising, so we're excited for that. But yeah, we love doing those. We've been doing it for I think almost 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
around the same
Yeah.
as you guys. I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah.
started
I think
around the
we're-
same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We started
Yep.
right around the same, yeah.
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 So we try to keep it fun. We like to incorporate, obviously we're parents now, but it's
Yes.
not all about parenthood, but it's fun. We enjoy it and we hope you guys do too, I
Thanks
guess.
for,
Absolutely.
thanks for checking us out. Thanks for listening to them. And yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun.
Absolutely. Even though Caleb has some interesting decisions about some songs, it's fine. Everything's fine here.
Whatever.
Caleb, it's a whole new world. It's okay.
You come on next time and we'll do the list together and we'll see what
Fair
shakes
enough.
out.
Fair enough. Well, thanks again, y'all. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was so great to have Caleb and Caitlyn back on from Market House Podcast. Thank you so much, y'all, for being on and chatting with us. And we need to get back on the treasure.
We have so many things planned right now.
I know.
I was thinking about
know.
that the other day. I was talking to one of our friends. I'm like, they're doing a back-to-back on the treasure. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we said we were going to do that.
Yeah. That turned into the DVC member cruise,
Yes,
which is probably about the same price as a back-to-back on the treasure.
probably.
Anyhow, just remember, we're not affiliated with Disney, although it would be really nice if we could do all these cruises for free, but we're not, so they're not. Anyhow, the lawyers want us to say we're not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries. That's how that word sounds. These are our personal opinions and suggestions based on our and our guests' own experiences, but we are affiliated with fun, snacks, and questionable decisions.
Obviously, since we just bought a member cruise. Yes.
Hey, I'm going to justify that. We
Okay.
are Disney adults, and that is the ultimate Disney adult thing.
Exactly. Well, if you have any questions or suggestions or have a trip that you'd like to chat with us about, please send us an email. We are podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
If you love this episode, please do give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps other Disney fans find us.
You can find us on socials. We are at Our Mousecapades on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Threads, stuffs,
It's all the stuffs.
all the stuffs.
And of course, you can just share us with your friends and family and Disney lovers of all ages.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.